we have Holly. Holly's over here to my right. I'm at the end of the deck here, so she is at my right. And she is just eating some food that I threw out. We threw out a trail mix, which includes some dry fruit and nuts. So Holly gets her food in a bag, her dinner in a bag, simply because she doesn't like to eat down there. She likes to eat on the other side over here. Holly wants to be over here. We're still training our interns too. So Holly's going to probably wait patiently so she can get her dinner here. But Lucky is going to eat on the scale, I believe, and he has always eaten on the scale except for when he got stung by a bee, and he was not wanting to get on the scale. And then one time the fence didn't get shut off because I turned it back on, and our interns actually got zapped and zapped him at the same time. So he doesn't like that sort of thing, so he wouldn't get on the scale for quite a while. So for dinner tonight, the bears are having romaine lettuce, carrots, I believe an apple, and grapes, plus their trail mix. Bears here get a breakfast consisting of a raw egg, trail mix, and fresh fruit. Their trail mix consists of a salmon-based or a high-protein dog food mixed with cranberries and peanuts. In the evening, they get 2 fruits, romaine lettuce, carrots, the trail mix. Ted gets tuna because he takes it with his meds. As you notice, Ted moves a little bit slower than the rest of them. He's 22 years old, and he does have arthritis. So he does take anti-inflammatory and pain pills for his arthritis. As we talk about this nice, cool, chilly day, and we're out here enjoying the bears, it's slightly windy here, I wanted to let all of our online viewers here know that not only did we find Tasha going into her duck den, but I got her a picture of her, and we'll put it online probably either tomorrow or the next day, coming out of the den. And she kind of reminded me of an amoeba. You know how an amoeba doesn't really have a form and it can just change itself to fit? Well, that's kind of how Tasha looked coming out of the den. She kind of squished herself and out she popped. The entrance of her den is probably about 12 inches wide. And the interior, of course, is large enough for her 310-pound body to go in. But last year she went in at just over 300 pounds. So she has to make it just a little bit bigger for herself. So she's been digging. She had dirt on her paws, on her face, and on her back end. It's interesting when she goes down because she actually has to kind of crawl down into it. And it's always fun to see her emerge from where she's been. We weren't sure whether she was going to take the dug den that she made last year, or if perhaps she was going to take the den that dramatic change, not only in the weather here, but in our bears. So they have actually wanted some straw, and we did give Lucky straw a couple days ago. And if you folks are interested in tuning into Lucky's Cam at 5 o'clock, we're going to open both gates, put straw on both sides, and see if both of them go in, and whether they pick one side or whether they pick both sides to den in. Holly was very interested in the den, and as a matter of fact, she wanted also to get some of the straw probably for herself, but I'm not quite so sure that she's so ready yet for denning. She has checked out Tasha's den, and she's been back there several times, and I'm sure she's been inside, and I'm sure that everyone that was watching her online and our visitors that were here also saw Tasha pacing frantically. When Tasha's pacing frantically, she's very worried about what's going on with Holly and her den. because of all that we had going on last year with one of them cleaning it, the other one putting more stuff in, the other one would clean it. We weren't sure who was going to take the den. And then all of a sudden, Holly decided that she was going to move in with Lucky. And even though he didn't want her to, she just pushed him aside and went in, and that's that. So then they started doing the den themselves. This is Lucky. Lucky weighs 496 pounds. So Tasha, that gave Tasha the extra confidence she needed to go ahead and den by herself. Many times we found her after that just sitting by the den in a day bed and breaking off branches and taking it into her den. She always uses natural ground covering. She does rake up a great deal of leaves. She breaks off branches, does the balsam, breaks off the balsam branches and takes that in for her den. And she decorates it nicely. I don't know if it has to do with weather or genetics or whatever it is, but our bears are fattening up. There was a question about weights. The interesting thing about the weights, Ted currently is 625 pounds. Tasha was 294 and Holly was 293. 1 pound difference a year apart, only a little bit greater weight. But as the bears mature, of course, they're going to get a little bigger. And Tasha still has a couple years to grow. So I want to go through some of the questions that you folks sent in. Any hints of where each bear will den? Well, we just talked about that. Tasha's going to take the dug den. Lucky's in the big bunker. Holly is undecided as yet, but we'll see with Holly, and he will be furnished his straw. The big hazelnut crop was pretty big this year, and the fruit or the nuts were very large. Another question is, are the bears eating a lot? Yes, but they are slowing down. Tasha has slowed down immensely. When Ted approaches Lucky, it's usually with good gestures. They have had words this year, but it hasn't been to the point of them headbutting against the fence, just been verbal words. When I say verbal words, it's a lot of ba 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 ba, and that's their language between them, meaning I'm better, I'm better, I'm better, or get out of my way, I'm coming through. Fortunately, there's a fence between them that really helps us so that there's no problems between our bears. As you folks are looking around the enclosure, you'll see a lot of yellow flowers. Some of that is tansy, which is invasive, and we have been pulling it out. But there's a great deal of goldenrod, and that is a true pollinator for the bees. So we do see a lot of bees around on the goldenrods. The colorful flowers are cosmos, and we're still identifying a few others that are in there. So for you folks that are interested in the flowers, if you know what's growing behind the stand of balsams, just let me know. But we do know the colored ones are cosmos, and our gardener is going to identify the rest of them for us. Well, I'm going to end the broadcast here, but if you folks on the deck here have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Are there any questions? Do they know, one of our guests want to know if they know which tree is theirs to climb. No, they pretty much decide between themselves who's climbing which tree. Holly pretty much prefers the pat tree, which is the one to your left. So I'm going to close and sign off now, folks, but I want to thank everyone for sending the questions in, and I will answer them online also, so you get your answers in print. But just to let you know, Tasha is digging a den, and she's doing a very wonderful job of it. And at 5 o'clock, if you go on your cameras, you'll see us give Lucky, and hopefully Holly will be in there too. We're going to open up both of the bunker doors and see what happens when we put straw in there. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in and being a part of today. And we have a little argument here going on. So I want to thank everyone for watching that also. And I'm going off now. Have a good night, everyone.